This view never gets old, does it? Remember how many times?
I'm serious.
Nah, this feels very trans. Oh, shit! Okay! We gotta get out of this thing!
A terrifying werewolf horror unfolds in Wolfman, 2025, a chilling reboot directed by Lee Hwanel. The story begins in 1995, deep in the mountains of Oregon, where a hiker mysteriously vanishes. Rumors spread about a deadly virus linked to wildlife in the region. Meanwhile, young Blake Lovell and his strict father, Grady, go on a hunting trip. They encounter a monstrous, unknown creature lurking in the forest. Fearing for their lives, they hide in a treehouse as the beast roams below. The terror of that night stays with Blake forever. Fast forward 30 years, Blake is now living in San Francisco with his wife Charlotte and daughter Ginger. His troubled childhood and distant relationship with his father haunt him. His anger issues and Charlotte's workaholic nature create tension in their marriage. Everything changes when Blake receives a death certificate for his long-missing father. He also inherits the keys to his childhood home. Hoping for a fresh start, he returns to his hometown with his family. A local guide, Derek, helps them reach the house. But the creature from Blake's past, or something even worse, is still out there. As night falls, the beast attacks their vehicle, sending them off the road. Blake is injured, his arm scratched, while Derek is dragged away into the darkness. Barely making it inside, Blake secures the house, but something is wrong. His wounds worsen, he loses teeth, and he sweats profusely. He also develops extreme sensitivity to sound. Then, the creature attacks again, grabbing Blake's foot through the pet door. Charlotte fights it off with a hammer, but Blake's condition worsens. His hair falls out, and fur begins to grow on his body. Soon, his humanity starts slipping away. The horrifying truth sets in. Blake is turning into a werewolf. Meanwhile, Charlotte and Ginger struggle to escape. They find a rundown car, but the creature smashes through the windshield. Blake, now barely human, tries to distract the monster to save his family. However, his transformation accelerates. He vomits a severed finger. When he returns home, he is barely recognizable. Then, in a shocking twist, Blake discovers that the werewolf terrorizing them is actually his long-lost father, Grady. The two monsters engage in a brutal fight. Blake kills his father by biting his throat, but by now, Blake has fully turned into a werewolf, losing all control. His wife and daughter run to a barn, but he hunts them down using night vision and heightened senses. Charlotte, in a desperate move, traps him in a bear trap, but Blake chews off his own leg to keep chasing them. In the final moments, he corners them in a treehouse. Charlotte realizes that he is still in pain, fighting his monstrous urges. In a tragic climax, she shoots him, ending his suffering. As the sun rises, Charlotte and Ginger stand by the valley where Blake grew up. They remember his love for them despite his transformation. The werewolf curse is impossible to escape, and Blake's fate was sealed the moment he was infected.